Hey Leo, this is going to be your reading for the month of April. I'm going to do a simple cross and then a couple of anchor cards for you as teachers. Okay, so your card that represents you for the month is going to be the Nine of Wands. So you're working on something that you may feel a little bit over, or a little bit ready to be done with, but you're not quite done with it yet. As far as it could be something that you're pursuing that has taken a long time, or something that you're really passionate about, but you're having to defend it a little bit farther than you thought you would. It's being crossed by the Judgment card. So something about this is going to be moved along by a type of revelation. Some kind of information is going to come to light that is going to, I think, shift your perspective on, either what you thought you were pursuing is not what you thought it was, or it's going to show other people what you've really been working through to make this thing happen in a way that they weren't quite aware of. And it's going to make that a public visible kind of thing for you. Your focus is the Hermit, so you're really, I think, even though this could be other people recognizing what you've done, this thing that you're pursuing is really for you. It's something to do with how you know yourself, and that you're continuing that pursuit. So this could be something that has taken a really long time. This could be a really long narrative for you as far as a pursuit that you have. The underlying energy or the unconscious is the Knight of Pentacles. So I think something about this, you might not quite realize it is not only like a passion and a potentially like spiritual thing that you're working on, but it is actually a practical part of it that you're moving ahead onto. We've got a lot of knights here, so there's even something about this is really pushing forward in a way that you might not even understand yet. You might think with this Hermit focus that you're really doing doing self-work, and that's all internal. But this Knight of Pentacles, I think, could lead it to be something that actually really affects your practical life in a bigger way than you think. For your recent past, you've got the Devil card. So I do think that Devil card really points me to that something about what you're working on has to do with past patterns of either self-sabotage kind of patterns, or something about what you're working on is really Hermit focus. You are trying to break an old pattern and work through okay, what is the through line or the thread of how this has been iterated in different stages of my life, and how can I get to the bottom of how this is affecting me. And your future is the Page of Pentacles. So there's going to be something about this revelation and new information that comes to light that's really going to lead you into a brand new physical situation. So that might be something that you learn could be just like a new way to do something that you've never tried before, that all of a sudden you, as soon as you become like a student of it and you start to learn, puts you in a whole new perspective of how to go about solving this this problem of how you do something that, being the Nine of Wands, you've been working and working and working on. You've, you know, sort of run that style into the ground, and now this Page of Pentacles is bringing in this fresh new way to try something. Your focus or your attitude in this situation is going to be the Knight of Cups. So something about working on anybody working on a past pattern through line, there's a lot of emotions involved. And with your Knight of Cups being your attitude, it might be just making you feel awkward about it. And, you know, it might be a little bit of a juggling feeling of like not knowing how you're responding, you know, from moment to moment, or from, you know, day to day as you go through this experience, that you're really not sure of how to emotionally handle what's going on, even if it is not, you know, maybe inherently emotional pursuit. The things that it's bringing up as you do it are just feeling a little awkward and feeling like, you know, just uncomfortable as you uncover things in through lines like that. They can be, you know, you're uncovering them, so you're not used to them, so it can inspire some just weird feelings. The attitudes around you and surrounding you are going to be the Knight of Wands. So it looks to me like there is support and movement around you as well. So you may have someone alongside going on this journey at the same time, but they might be have a little more fire about it. They might be trying to go faster than you're going, which I think is really you're working in this Knight of Pentacles level where you're like trying to do it right and plan it out and get to the sustainable way to do it, not the quickest way to do it. So someone around you might be, you know, taking a class with you or something where like they're like blazing through the material and you feel like you're going a little slower, you're getting the weird emotions coming up, but actually what you're doing is the real work of like plumbing the depth of what you need to understand with it. As far as hopes and fears, you've got the Moon card. So it's tricky business, figuring out old patterns. So I think the Moon can speak to just overall anxiety or overall fear of unknown, of how the path moves forward from here. How do you know, once you move through knowing more about this situation, what's next? How do you continue from there? Especially when you have Page of Pentacles coming up in your near future, there's going to be new things happening for you, and sometimes that can be a little scary, just like things you're not used to. But I think with the Ten of Cups as your potential outcome, you really can lay aside the fear notion, because Ten of Cups is a beautiful, fortunate card of understanding, fulfillment, and a culmination of a journey in an emotional way. So these potentially awkward or hard to handle kind of emotional levels that you are going through with this situation really have a beautiful culmination coming when you stick through with it. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Got 8 of Wands. So it's on the move. It's coming your way. Something about moving from this 9 of Wands to the 8 is really inspiring because this can feel that the 9 can feel really like things are up in the air, as in like you don't know who's going to be coming at you kind of feeling. But the 8 is really about your directed intention. So I think that has really that forward movement kind of feeling to it as far as a potential outcome. Now let's just do a couple of anchor cards for you to remember throughout the month. Okay, we've got the Queen of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Swords. So with quite a few wand cards at this point, it looks like there's going to be a real opportunity for you in working through this 9 of Wands situation to understand how you pursue spiritual or passionate kind of projects in the future, or how you pursue things, and that Queen really working through how do you embody that in a way for yourself, and in a generative way to how you provide for yourself. Not necessarily like just getting it done, but really like pulling to you what is your desire. Especially with this 9 of Pentacles next door, there is certainly a lot of provision and planning and care in how you have things brought around you. And that Knight of Pentacles working in that subconscious level really shows that you are moving forward in understanding that more and more, and understanding better and better how you do that and how you create that environment around yourself. The 5 of Swords is over here, I think, to say that the way that you might express that, the way that you might tell others about that, might be a little dicey at times. But I would say that sort of reception level of how other people think about it, with this being in your teacher cards, I really would say that is telling you to focus on the inner generative piece, and not so much at how others see it, and be more focused on how you are perceiving it, and how you are creating this culmination in your values and in your sight, and not in how other people might describe it or say it. It's how you would describe it, how you would create and generate this culmination for yourself.